Physical Super Vegito. A unit we were all waiting for. Once they started doing these upgraded versions of characters, you know, the version 2.0 or whatever, and they, you know, we wanted an upgraded AGL Super Vegito. We did get him. A lot of us were a little disappointed with Physical Super Vegito at first, but I do feel as though he's a really good unit. Like, if you build the team in the way to support this guy, he is going to be able to output an insane amount of damage. But at the same time, he's not as good defensively as the AGL Super Vegito is. So, for something like the Category Super Battle Road, I do think, like, AGL Super Vegito might work slightly better. But he certainly can't put up damage like our boy Physical Super Vegito can. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and show off our boy 100% Physical Super Vegito on what is probably his best team, and we're going to use the optimal setup for the Potara team as well. Now I know it is a bit wonky, you might think, well, optimal Potara team, yes. The way the optimal Potara team actually works is both of the LR Super Vegitos are floaters, even though they, you know, he is pretty much the best unit in the game. The FCR Rosei Goku Black will be the other floater, and then the rotations are Tech Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, and Physical Super Vegito and Int Gogeta. Using LR Super Vegito's secondary part of his leader skill to give the buffs to Int type units, we're actually able to bring them to build a pretty formidable Potara team. Again, this is, I believe, one of the fastest teams in the game, this team build right here. The reason the team is constructed the way it is, it's actually designed to maximize the potential of Tech Vegito Blue and Physical Super Vegito, two of the more impactful offensive units in the game. The way Akatsuki kind of developed Tech Vegito Blue and Physical Super Vegito is to kind of nerf them in their links, to kind of bring down how, like, just overwhelming their raw power actually is. So, right off the bat, boom, we're looking pretty good. We do have Physical Vegito right at the start, so we'll be able to start building up his passive. And then we do have Int Gogeta with him, which is also the setup that we want. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, we're going to twist him around and have him pair up in the next rotation with Tech Vegito Blue. And then we should just churn through this event like a, I don't know, hot knife through butter. Well, why don't we say that? Int Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, they're not going to be as powerful on this version of the team as they would be, say, on the Fusion team or the Super Saiyan 3 category team, respectively, for them. But they're still pretty close to what they will be on those other teams. One reason why they're so capable of inflicting crazy damage. Now, we'll have Physical Super Vegito here, just to sort of block this damage. I don't want him to super attack. I'm actually going to skip a super attack with Rosé as well, just because I want to give a little bit of time for Physical Super Vegito to actually start building up his passive. Because, you know, once his passive is properly built up, that's where he is able to do incredible, extreme, monstrous damage. Same thing with Tech Vegito Blue. Of course, you do need to have him attack several times, and then once that happens, he does start to become a real monster himself. Especially, he can also become a pretty good defensive unit, provided he does get, like, you know, several turns of super attacks. Like, let's say Tech Vegito Blue has 2 or 3 turns in a row where he has double or triple super attacks. He raises both his attack and defense just straight off of his super attack. Like he builds up his attack power already from his passive, but from super he increases his attack and defense as well. So Tech Vegito Blue can, you know, get to pretty good, pretty decent levels of damage or tanking after he gets enough super attacks. All right, so Physical Vegito, by the next turn, he will have been hit several times, so he's going to start looking pretty nasty. Here we'll have Tech Vegito Blue is probably going to steal the show, and Tech Vegito Blue, if he gets 2 super attacks, he might finish off this version of Blue Vegeta right here. I do think the Blue Vegeta boss fight is a little tame. They could have added Super Saiyan Blue Goku in here at some point to kind of mimic how both Blue Vegeta and Goku were going at Jiren, right? But they decided not to do that. I don't really know why, but it certainly would have been, I think, a better idea, right? All right, so we got the seal off with Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. That's interesting. That's a pretty rare chance to get. And then here's Physical Super Vegito, a floating unit with a 3 million attack set. That's why, like, this team as the optimal Potara team is always kind of, like, surprising to people, because it's like, whoa, you know, they output a lot of damage for a floating type unit, but it does work pretty effectively. See, this is a shame right here, because I would have really preferred if Evolution Blue Vegeta had put most of his attacks right at the start, rather than the end. Rose could get hit really bad, but he should be able to block at least a little bit. All right, how much will that do? 140k. All right, so that does lower Vegito's defense as well. How much will his attack stack get up to? Over 1 million just from him supering. That's how crazy Physical Super Vegito can start to get towards the end of these fights, where he has over a 1 million attack set, like, just attacking, and then he's still countering like crazy. Like, if we'd had it where Blue Vegeta hit the first spot a majority of the time, he would have been absolutely trashed by Super Vegito in all of his counters. So again, Rose, he might take a little bit of damage here, but he's not too weak of a unit. Yeah, 23. We've burned through the event way too fast to activate. No, we didn't. I was going to say we burned through the event way too fast to activate the fusion, but no, we sure did not. I'm not, y'all will forgive me, I'm not going to miss this chance to let the behemoth go ahead and super attack. Okay, well, hey, maybe Evolution Blue Vegeta is not that easy of a boss, because we did get Vegeta himself out. Yeah, now, unfortunately, he's going to make Physical Super Vegito seem a little pale in comparison, but don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. Yo, whoa, yeah. Whenever they fuse and LR Super Vegito actually comes out, it's just G fucking G. It's over. He does way too much. His counters, his crits, his power, his defense. His attack stat was, you know, over 2.4 million. He didn't even have his 18 key super. That Vegito unit is just stunning. Stunning. Alright, so before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at Super Vegito, who we had a lot of hope for this guy. I do say he does feel a little underwhelming at points, but more defensively, I would say, than offensively. And of course, you know, he is one of these units that you do have to sufficiently have them be attacked before he can really, like, realize his true power. I would say one thing about this guy, Tech Vegito Blue, maybe even the Transforming Goku and Frieza cards, they do leave us with kind of a sour taste in our mouth, because we never get to see these cards at max potential. Like, you just blow through events before they're really able to build up properly. So, I mean, that could be one thing, because let's just get to Vegito. So, this is Limitless Radiance Super Vegito. He is a Majin Buu Saga category leader. 3 key, 170% to HP and defense, and 130% to attack. I do say that I really wish they would add a new Majin Buu Saga category leader. We do know that there is the upcoming Transforming Super Buu. Hopefully, like, they could give us a new one, because a lot of these teams would maybe be more fun if you can build them with different leaders, right? His super attack is the Spirit Sword Slash, which does immense damage and raises allies' attack by 30% for 1 turn. His passive skill, Absolute Strength, he reduces damage from normal attacks by 50%, which is good, but it's not as monstrous as AGL Vegito. And then he counters with Tremendous Power, and then he gets 10% attack every single time he's hit, up to a max of 100%. So, once he's attacked 10 times, he has a 100% attack buff. Combine that with his very high attack at Rainbow, almost 16,000, and he really is able to output a very high amount of damage. Plus, he also does raise his attack on his super attack like that. So if Vegito, if he gets a lot of counters after he supers, he is going to just output even more damage. Because it's not a true 30% attack buff, but it does give a good amount of extra damage to his attacks. Then his links are Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Fuse Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Infighter, Golden Warrior, and Fierce Battle. Now, I do feel as though his links aren't the greatest. I'm okay with him having Infighter, but Golden Warrior, if that was Shocking Speed instead, this unit would dramatically increase in viability, especially on the Buu category team, because then he could start linking up with like LR Trunks and Goten, the Ultimate Gohan units, some of the other Gotenks units. It would be very good, but, you know, I guess they thought Super Vegito, the AGL one, having both Prepare for Battle and Shocking Speed, plus his counters and Fierce Battle was just too much, I suppose. His 12 kill multiplier is 150%, which is what like all Dokkan Fests have these days, pretty much except for Tech Vegito Blue and SCR Rose Goku Black. They still have the 160%. And then this Vegito does have two categories. He, of course, is on the Majin Buu Art category, which he's the leader of. The team, it's got a lot of really powerful units, but it's a very wonky team. And then you also have the Potara team, which, of course, is where most people are going to get most of their play from this Super Vegito unit. So there we go, guys. Definitely shout-outs to the 250 million download ticket banner for allowing me to rainbow this guy, because he is a beast. It is definitely worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.